Russia's elite ATGM teams wiped out in minutes by Ukrainian sniper trap. At 6:10 this morning, the ruins of Krasnohorivka witnessed a sudden reversal of power. Russian anti-tank teams advanced confidently, believing they were minutes away from severing Ukraine's only armored route toward Marinka. Their launchers were capable of destroying any vehicle in sight, and the broken cityscape seemed to offer the perfect firing ground. Yet, as they moved deeper into the shattered apartment blocks, another reality waited for them. Every step they took had already been mapped, recorded, and anticipated. This battle illustrates how modern warfare increasingly depends on precision, patience, and information. It shows how an armored advance can survive only when its threats are neutralized before a shot is fired. Today's events demonstrate exactly how that happens. The following sequence reconstructs how Ukrainian forces dismantled a full Russian ATGM assault in minutes. The morning began under fog, drifting across the outskirts of Krasnohorivka. Weeks of fighting had turned the district into a wasteland of broken structures, cratered roads, and collapsed roofs. This area served as the buffer between Ukraine's defensive line and Russian units, attempting to widen their corridor toward Marinka. During the night, Russian artillery targeted Ukrainian mechanized elements rotating westward. 2 armored personnel carriers were destroyed at an intersection near the abandoned industrial zone. This barrage signaled that anti-tank teams would be the next phase of Russia's effort to restrict Ukrainian movement across semi-open urban terrain. ATGMs posed one of the gravest threats. A single Kornet, or Metis M, could penetrate any remaining armored vehicle in the sector. If Russian teams gained the high ground above the Western Road, all Ukrainian reinforcement routes would fall under direct observation and fire. Ukrainian intelligence recognized this pattern immediately. Reconnaissance drones recorded small groups of Russian soldiers carrying long launch tubes and tripod components. They advanced through shell craters and past collapsed structures while avoiding visible roadways. Infrared data confirmed the presence of ATGM equipment moving towards the Shakhtarska apartment complex, a partially standing high point ideal for establishing overlapping fields of fire. Ukrainian command reviewed the incoming data and concluded that the Russian teams would push deeper into the ruins before deploying. A premature engagement would allow them to disperse and attempt multiple setups across the area. Eliminating all teams at once became a tactical priority. Operation Blind Spear was activated. Before dawn, 2 sniper teams from the 79th Brigade moved into pre-studied positions within the rubble. Their camouflage relied on broken concrete, debris, and dust to blend seamlessly into the devastated environment. Each sniper selected a narrow firing slit, ensuring stable rest points and concealment from Russian reconnaissance drones scanning the area. Above them, an R-18 UAV mapped likely deployment points. The corner of a collapsed wall, the crater near an old parking lot, and the sloped rooftop near a drainage ditch. It also identified predicted withdrawal routes the Russian crews might use once combat began. As Russian boots appeared in the drone feed, snipers adjusted their scopes but held fire. Command instructed them to wait until all ATGM teams were fully inside the kill zone. The decision aimed to prevent the escape of secondary teams and guarantee the elimination of the entire formation in a single synchronized strike. The first Russian team emerged from a tree line east of Krasnohorivka. 3 operators carried a tripod, a launch tube, and a missile crate. Their movements reflected trained crews familiar with anti-tank deployment patterns. They approached the remaining walls of the Shakhtarska complex and began preparing their launch position. The UAV soon detected 2 additional teams. One moved along the northern slope, and the other advanced through a drainage canal. Their approach formed a planned spread intended to create crossing fields of fire. Together, they represented enough anti-tank capability to block all Ukrainian mechanized movement toward Marinka. On the ground, Ukrainian snipers observed the first tripod being set on broken concrete. A clear shot was available, but the order remained unchanged. The goal was complete neutralization, not early disruption. Through their optics, snipers watched the Russian crews lie prone and align their optics toward the Western Road. As the final adjustments were made, the drone team confirmed all enemy operators had entered the designated kill zone. The Ukrainian commander gave a brief, direct command to fire. The first sniper round struck the optical module of the nearest ATGM, destroying its sight and instantly eliminating the operator behind it. A second round from another sniper neutralized the loader as he opened the missile crate. A third Russian soldier attempting to flee was struck before reaching cover. At the same moment, a Ukrainian FPV drone targeted the second team. Approaching from an unexpected angle, the UAV detonated against the tripod, shattering the structure and rendering the launch tube useless. The operators were thrown back, losing all combat capability. A Ukrainian assault element advanced through the rubble to secure the area. The soldiers moved in staggered formation and used grenades to clear enemy survivors, attempting to regroup inside a damaged structure. Fragmentation blasts and close-range fire neutralized the remaining opposition. Meanwhile, reconnaissance UAVs located an intact ATGM positioned near a tarp-covered pickup truck. A Russian soldier attempted to lift the launcher, but an FPV drone dove through the tarp and detonated near him. The vehicle was disabled, and the final launcher was destroyed. With all three initial teams eliminated, Ukraine regained control of the western mechanized route. But minutes later, UAV surveillance detected additional movement on the northern ridge. This group was larger, equipped not only with launch tubes, but also a machine gun, a Dragunov rifle, and light mortars. A Ukrainian SOF team conducting reconnaissance nearby recognized the danger. The slope offered no low-lying cover for counter-sniping, and any approach would place them directly into enemy lines of fire. They requested approval to withdraw, which the commander granted immediately. The team repositioned to safety without drawing attention. Responsibility for the second engagement shifted entirely to tactical drones. The UAV operators planned an attack from upwind, a direction harder for drones to stabilize, but one that the Russian teams were less likely to anticipate. The first FPV drone struck a pickup carrying ATGM missile crates. The explosion scattered shrapnel, injuring several members of the Russian crew and disrupting their deployment. A second UAV targeted an operator, attempting to reposition a launch tube near the slope. The impact forced the tube to roll down the hill and out of reach. Another operator tried to flee down a narrow trail but was tracked from above. A follow-on FPV drone intercepted his escape route and detonated in close proximity, ending the last active threat on the ridge. Within minutes, the northern sector was secure. Ukrainian forces regained high ground and stabilized the area for mechanized and infantry movement. No ATGM system remained operational across either axis of approach. The events of the morning revealed the inherent vulnerability of ATGM systems. Although capable of devastating armored vehicles, they require fixed positions, exposed tripods, visible optics, and extended sight alignment. Ukrainian reconnaissance exploited these constraints in a coordinated system combining UAV surveillance, long-range precision fire, and SOF mobility. The battle also underscored Ukraine's advancing three-layer counter-ATGM strategy. UAVs mapped and tracked enemy paths. Snipers delivered measured, high-accuracy fire. SOF teams repositioned rapidly to secure reclaimed ground. Together, these elements neutralized Russia's most significant threat to armored movement in the sector. What unfolded in Krasnohorivka today reshaped the tactical situation on the northern flank. Russia's plan to isolate Ukrainian reinforcement routes collapsed before it could take effect. Ukraine now holds a rare opportunity to stabilize the line and push back against Russian forces that had aimed to seize tactical dominance through anti-tank deployment. The morning engagement demonstrated that in modern warfare, the side with the faster flow of information and the discipline to wait for the ideal moment can dismantle threats before they materialize. Russia's ATGM teams advanced with confidence, but Ukraine's precision, patience, and coordination ensured that not a single missile would be fired. The battle for Krasnohorivka shows how modern conflict is increasingly defined by information dominance and precision. Russia committed experienced ATGM teams, expecting to halt Ukrainian armor and secure the northern flank. Instead, each step they took exposed them to coordinated surveillance, disciplined sniper fire, and rapid drone strikes. The result was decisive. Every launcher was destroyed, and no Ukrainian route was breached. This engagement reinforces a broader trend. Ukrainian forces continue refining the integration of drone reconnaissance, long-range precision fire, and maneuver elements. It is this combination that repeatedly breaks Russian attempts to establish control through anti-tank pressure. If you found this analysis helpful, consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and supporting future reports. More frontline developments will follow soon. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and watch the battlefield evolve in real time.